Go.
Okay, my name is Derek Russell, and I'm with the Youth Learning Center. And do you have a few minutes to answer some questions about the event you attended today on camera?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Okay, so what did you decide? Why did you decide to come to this event today?
I decided to come to the event because I moved back to the area. Well, I grew up in the area. My parents moved to the area when I was 10 years old in 1957. Okay, and I moved to Dallas in 1982, so I was gone for 28 years. And my wife and I moved back to St. Louis because we wanted to come back and build homes in the area. However, when we completed the home that we built on Maple, it was at the beginning of the real estate market collapse. Okay. So since that time, I haven't seen progress in the area that I expected to have. So I've been working, my wife and I have been working on our own to try to help move the neighborhood forward as far as development and get neighbors involved. So having an opportunity to attend a session like this and meet other people that are very interested as we are was my main motivation for coming today.
Okay. What was the highlight of the event for you?
I believe the highlight of the event, it was twofold. One was was the presentation, to see how Dan has been able to work with some of the communities to make some changes in those communities to make it a more livable and walkable neighborhood, and then secondly to actually get out and walk a neighborhood that one would typically drive and really get closer to it, because when you're driving you go by and oftentimes you miss something, when you're driving. But when you can get out and actually walk and you're taking the time to look around and you get a lay of the land, then you see things that you typically will miss when you're driving.
You see the landmarks.
That is correct. You see nature. You can, from the car, you can see that lots are overgrown, but when you walk the sidewalks, you can see that some of them really aren't passable. You've got mud, you got debris, you got broken bottles. So you don't see that when you're driving. So I think that was really good to see. Also, we had a young man with us who was in a wheelchair. And as we walked Porter Mall, there were certain portions of the mall he really couldn't navigate because it was a curb going down to what was once the alley. So he had to go down a grassy area and find an area where he could navigate his wheelchair down, then go across the alley and come back up. So, not being one who's in a wheelchair and not really walking, we don't think about the challenges that others have. So actually being out there and observing that, and that was also something that other people mentioned today. It was an eye-opening experience for them.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so was there anything new that you learned about the neighborhood today?
Not really new, being as though I lived here as a youth, and I've been living here again for 3 years. But one thing that impressed me was walking down Porter Mall. I know about Porter Mall, I talk about Porter Mall, but actually being on the mall and walking a couple of streets, I really appreciated the mall because it was quiet. It's much like being out on a golf course. It's kind of, you're in the city, but you're not in the city because it's different. Like when you go to Forest Park sometimes, you can walk into some areas of the park and it's like you're somewhere else. So that's the way it was for me to be on Porter Mall.
I do that.
Okay.
How did you want to stay involved with this event in the future?
To stay involved, since I have other projects that I'm working on, I will provide more of a supportive or assistant type of role as opposed to taking the leadership role, because I don't want to necessarily stretch myself too thin, but I will attend meetings. If someone asks me to assist them or do something, I will do that. But at this point, I just can't say, well, I'm going to take a leadership role and I'm going to be a chair of a committee or something like that. I just can't do that right now because I have some other obligations, and if I do that, then I won't be able to give my all to everything. I'll be splitting myself too thin.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, and the last question is there anything else that you would like us to know about the event today?
Well, I would like for you to know that, as they mentioned before we came out for you to do the interview, that we would like to have youth involved. We like your input, because what the decisions that we are making today, you will have to live with tomorrow. So it's important for you to understand, that we're trying to make the neighborhood better, and we need your input because being much older, and I will be 64 next month, and with you being you're in 8th grade, so you're probably around 14. So roughly, I'm 50 years older than you. So when I was your age, living in this community, there was a lot to do. We had, during the summer, we had programs at the school and activities at the school where we could go to the schoolyard, we could be there all day, or we could jump on our bicycles and ride to Forest Park. So it was totally a different time, whereas now, a lot of the things that were available to us are not available to you. Okay, so as young people, you want to have things to do, places to go. You want to have a destination, so we have to ensure that whatever we're doing, we're taking input from you all so we can incorporate that, your thoughts and ideas into what it is we intend to do, such that another 20 years, you guys aren't sitting down trying to come and make changes to something that we implemented. So it's really just to get your involvement.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, and I was talking to Jessica, and I said that it would be really nice to have like a community center that you can, like an indoor community center, you can play basketball and whatnot.
Right.
And for summer programs, like I went to this place called the Salvation Army, and they had a summer program, and they had a swimming pool right down the street from there, and we used to walk there every day during the summer and swim, and then come back and play and do whatever we do, skate, just have fun like kids do, and it was pretty fun. But then I grew out of it because I was the only big kid there, so
because when I was coming up, I didn't learn how to swim, and most African Americans didn't learn how to swim because we couldn't go like to, I believe it's Fairground Parks. They did not allow us to go there to swim. So you'll find that a lot of individuals my age may not know how to swim because when we were young, we didn't have the opportunities to go to some place that had a swimming pool. So we were denied an opportunity to fully experience being youth and do a lot of things that you guys do today because we couldn't, so I think it's wonderful that, you're able to do some of the things that you're doing, that you're going to the school that you're going to, and that you're graduating. And as I stated, this is the first of many graduations. You're 8th grade, then you're going to have 12th grade. I'm sure you're going to be going to college. You may go to grad school. So this is just the beginning. And my high school motto, I went to Sodan. I graduated in 1965. I know that was a long time ago. But my motto was onward, ever onward. We end it to begin it. So in life, as you end one thing, you're really beginning something else. So just remember that as you journey through life, it's a never-ending journey. But just enjoy the ride and learn as much as you can, experience as much as you can, because sometime later in life, some of those experiences or some of those learnings that you had an opportunity to experience and learn, at the time you may feel that they're not important, but later in life you can call upon those in whatever you're doing at that time. So just take full advantage of life. Everything life has to offer, take advantage of it.
Okay, and I didn't catch your name.
My name is Rodney Norman, Mr. Rodney Norman, and thank you so much. Mr. Russell, right? Thank you.